The Elden Ring NIGHTREIGN DLC is just around the corner, and I want to discuss a few things from the announcement trailer. To keep things focused, I'm only going to be discussing references and theories which tie to previous From Software titles. What I won't be discussing is this new, definitely magic-oriented Shifting Earth event, or the fact that we see Raya Lucaria soldiers and a Knight of the Cuckoo. Nor will I even mention these new forts that dot the landscape and how that might be tied into some new damage or status effect. None of that. To kick this off, I want to talk about the title, The Forsaken Hollows. Now, Hollow is a term that any Souls fan will recognise. To those unfamiliar, however, a Hollow is an undead who has lost their purpose, typically through repeated death, and roams the lands attacking friend or foe with the same unyielding brutality. The trailer talks about a new foe, the Dreglord. Presumably, this is to be the new big boss of NIGHTREIGN, but before discussing what or who that might be, it's important to note that this isn't the first time we've seen the term Dreg appear in a FromSoft title. Looking back to the Ring City DLC from Dark Souls 3, we start off in an area called the Dreg Heap. In this DLC, we must fight our way through a warped and hostile land in order to make our way to a legendary city for all Hollows, the Ring City. This was a kingdom located at the end of the world, which Gwyn gifted the furtive pygmy lords. Could this Dreg Lord be connected in some way to the Dreg Heap? Or further still, could he be a long-lost friend turned foe? Moving now to something a bit less based in lore, one of the two new Nightfarers, the Scholar, looks like he could be wearing a particular uniform from a much-loved FromSoft title. Namely, this looks close in design to the choir uniform from Bloodborne. And almost to further this reference, the weapon we see him critically wound one of Mesmer's soldiers with bears a striking resemblance to the threaded cane from Bloodborne as well. Now, this could be mere coincidence, or FromSoft simply borrowing some assets, but it is fun to speculate. And lastly for this section, I want to pay special focus to this anthropomorphic tree. At first glance, it reminds me of the giants from Dark Souls 2, who have aged and grown into trees in the time since their great battle in Drang Lake. However, a further look into this hulking figure has me thinking of Yorm, another giant, but this time from Dark Souls 3, and one of the Lords of Cinder we must defeat. It makes me wonder what other legacy bosses are getting added to this, and how many could potentially have new forms, or even lore implications surrounding their design. And of course, we've got the return of the GOAT, Artorias the Abyss Watcher, finally making his NIGHTREIGN debut. I, for one, cannot wait to fight him, especially as Wilder, dressed in the Artorias cosplay. I just think that's going to be a fun time. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. If you have enjoyed this, please leave a like, and if you have any suggestions on what sort of video you'd like to see next, then please do drop it in the comments below. I love all things Soulsborne lore, so I am always keen to share some. And if you want to watch me play this DLC, drop by on my Twitch, link in the description, as we discover what this DLC has to offer together.